Greetings everyone, welcome to the channel. We are the Lion Gaming crew, and in this Diablo 3 non-seasonal video, we're going to be taking a look at the new and improved Legacy of Dreams build for the Crusader, available now in both softcore and hardcore non-seasonal. So if you're looking for any of the gears shown in this video, all you need to do is hit that link in the description, sign up for Discord if you're not already a member, and put in a request. It's simple as that. Right now this is only available on PS4 and PS5, but soon we have plans on adding it to the other consoles as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the latest gear releases. Big special shout out to each and every single one of my subscribers and each and every single member of the Discord community. I'm going to place timestamps down below, so if you want to jump to a specific part of the video, then by all means just make sure you drop a like, before you do that, for your boy, man. Help me out a little bit, I appreciate it. All right, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into this build guide. So for our main weapon right here, we are picking up the Blade of Prophecy. This just got an update in patch 2.74 to buff the legendary bonus to now read 2 condemned enemies also trigger Condemn's explosion, and the damage of Condemn is increased by 800%. We also have a sanctified affix on there which reads, after casting Falling Sword, you descend from the sky with 2 archangels that cast Consecration and Condemn. 56.9% for the cooldown of all skills. It is infused with the Gem of Ease, so you're going to get 8,000 experience per kill. And it has the death blow from season 25, so whenever you kill an enemy, you deal the damage done by the death blow to all enemies within 25 yards. Pets and followers cannot trigger this effect. It's got over a million damage, coming in at 1,290,000. Not too bad at all. It's got poison damage on there, so all good. Moving on into the gloves, we are picking up the Saint Archew's Gauge, 6,860 strength, 234 resist all elements, 50% life, 150% critical hit damage, 14% critical hit chance. You get 53,920 life per hit. It increases wrath regeneration by 2 per second, and that augment for 750 additional strength. You also get 70% gold from monsters and 40,000 thorns damage. The first time an elite pack damages you, gain an absorb shield equal to 150% of your maximum life for 10 seconds. 35% for the cooldown of all skills, 27.7% for the resource cost reduction, and a 25% damage to elite enemy bonus. Moving on into the shoulders, this is a little weird because these are the thorns of the invoker. I was thinking about putting the mantle of channeling on there, but I mean, honestly, I don't really channel that much when I play this build, so I just, threw on these because they look cool as hell, but they're invisible, so, it is what it is, guys. 6,860 strength, pretty much the same affixes though, so we're not going to list them all. Even the bonuses are identical to the gloves, so, everything is set for level 1, Primal Ancient, by the way. Just thought I'd say that, before we get any further in the video. The chest is also identical to the shoulders and the gloves. All the affixes are the same because consistency is key. Moving on into the helm. This is where things start to switch up a little bit. We have a 86% life, not bad at all. 370% critical hit damage, 42.0 critical hit chance. LOL, if you get that reference, drop a like. 53,920 life per hit, 17,000 life after each kill, 35% gold from monsters, 40,000 thorns damage, and 38,625 life from health potions and globes. 1,000 to all stats. You cast a devastating ring of fire after killing 100 enemies, and all of the other stuff from the legendary gem, which is the red soul shard, so yeah, you got that on theirs too, which is pretty cool. 31.1% for the cooldown of all skills. The resource cost reduction is at 15%, and 25% damage to the enemies. Moving on into the amulet, this is a rare level 1 amulet, the PvP amulet to be exact, buffing all main stats. You also get 200% damage to Crusader skills. You get some cold, some fire damage, 800% damage, 5,000 regular damage. The augment for 750 additional strength, it ignores durability loss. You get increased move speed after killing elite pack and picking up a health globe, 30% for 7 seconds for the elite pack, and 40% for 7 seconds for the health globe. Killing an enemy also reduces the cooldown of Steed's charge by 1 second, and consecutive hits to enemies increases attack speed by 3% up to 30% for 3 seconds. Condemn has no cooldown, and its damage is increased by 800%, but instead costs 40 Wrath. I just thought I'd, shout that one out because it's pretty awesome. Killing an elite enemy pulls all enemies within 40 yards to where the elite died. That is a Soul Shard affix. When you deal poison damage to an enemy, they receive 50% increased poison damage from all sources for 10 seconds. That's why we have poison damage assigned onto the main weapon to take advantage of another one of those Soul Shard affixes. Another Soul Shard affix being when you critically hit an enemy, you increase the attack speed of all players by 5% for 5 seconds, max 10 stacks. The Wreath of Lightning gem is on there, so while under the effect of Wreath of Lightning, gain 25% increased movement speed. You're immune from control of pairing effects. That's from the Invigorating Gemstone. Slaying an enemy engulfs the wielder into a frenzy. That is from the Echoing Fury legendary mace. Reduce the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you slay an enemy. That's any enemy, by the way, so that's pretty good bonus. The Legacy of Dreams gem, which is the bonus is doubled for ancient items. It's also, while you have no set bonuses equipped, every legendary item you have equipped increases your damage dealt by 375% and reduces your damage taken by 2%. A last Soul Shard affix is, on receiving fatal damage, spawn a Shadow Clone that prevents your death, restores your health to 35%, and grants plus 225 all resist to all party members while it is active. The Shadow only lasts 15 seconds. On top of all of that, you get the Lord Commander passive, and double the duration of the Steed's charge, which is the Swift Mount legendary bonus. 46.8% for the cooldown of all skills, 52.1% for that resource cost reduction, 15% damage to elite enemies, and that 25% movement speed bonus. Gosh, that was a lot, man. That was a lot to read, I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot. Moving on into the bracers. These are the strong arm bracers. They're pretty good. I mean, they have literally right at almost 9,000 strength, counting the augment. You get 234 to resist all elements, 25% life, 150% critical hit damage. You get that life per hit, increases wrath regen. You get 35% gold from monsters, 75% magic item find, and that 40,000 thorns damage. The cooldown of all skills is at 23.5%. 15% for that resource cost reduction, and 25% damage to the enemies. The legendary bonus reading enemies hit by knockback suffer 30% increased damage for 6 seconds. Sorry about that. Moving on into the shield, we are picking up the Fider's Wrath. I know I probably mispronunciated the hell out of that, but let's just roll with it. Condemn has no cooldown and its damage is increased by 800%. But instead costs 40 Wrath. I know it's on the amulet. I forgot to change it. Yeah, it'll be fixed though. Don't worry, I just put this shield on there. I've been testing, man. I apologize. But we'll get it sorted. No worries. And it's got a Sanctified affix. Another one, like DJ Calhead. Every 2 seconds, call down Fist of the Heavens on a random nearby enemy. After casting Steed's Charge, this effect occurs more rapidly for 5 seconds. Very, very nice. You got 2 Sanctified affixes on there. I mean, it's pretty dope. 35% for cooldown of all skills, 27.7% for that resource cost reduction. For the first ring, this is the 1 billion physical skill damage ring. Not too much to talk about on here though. It's got all the same affixes shown on the amulet. It's also got, 1000 strength, 800% damage, 47,000 life per hit, 200% damage to all Crusader skills. Gold health pickup radius is increased by 30 yards, ignores durability loss, and pretty much all of those other bonuses from the gems. And, stuff like that. Really, really good. 52.1% for the cooldown of all skills and the resource cost reduction. You also get chance to deal 144% area damage on hit and 15% damage to the enemies. Moving on into the second ring. This is pretty much identical to the 1 billion physical skill damage ring. This is the test ring 516 for immortality, so you're never going to die while wearing this, except you get 100% damage to all Crusader skills. Other than that, though, 2,000 strength, 4,000 regular damage. You get cold, fire, 700% damage, increased attack speed, life per hit. Gold health pickup radius is increased by 70 yards, bringing the grand total to 100 yards. Pretty nice. It ignores durability loss. You get those move speed increases and the Steed's Charge cooldown after killing an enemy, and all of the other bonuses from the legendary gems. 46.8% for the cooldown of all skills. 52.1% for that resource cost reduction, And you get a 35% chance to inflict bleed for 27,000 weapon damage over 5 seconds. And also, or sorry, regular damage, that was my bad. And then you get a 35% chance to inflict bleed for 400% weapon damage over 5 seconds. So yeah, you get a lot of bleed, man. That's awesome. Moving on into the boots. These are the illusionary boots. Not too bad. You may move unhindered through enemies. Other than that, though, you're right around 9,000 strength, counting the augment. You also get 75% additional magic item find, bringing that grand total to 150%. 35% for the cooldown of all skills, and 27.7% for that resource cost reduction. Moving into the pants, another set pants, because there really isn't that many good pairs of pants to wear for the Crusader, you know what I mean? So we just put on the Blackthorn's battle gear, which is the jousting mail to be specific. Other than that, though, we affixed a thing on there which says smite now jumps to additional 3 enemies. You guys are going to see how cracked this build is when we roll into the gameplay portion, man. It's a lot of fun to play. 40,000 thorns damage and 70% gold for monsters. Moving on into the belt, this is the belt of the Trove. It's got 3 passives on there: the Finery passive, the Vigilant passive, and the Heavenly Strength passive. So that's four passives in total, on this one build, which is pretty crazy. Every 4 seconds, call down bombardment on a random nearby enemy, and bombardment deals 500% increased damage. So a lot of stuff that's buffing our damage here, so let's roll on into these skills. For the primary ability, we're picking up Smite with the rune Surge. You guys are going to see how cracked this is here in a moment. For the main damage dealing attack, you want to pick up Fist of the Heavens with the rune Retribution. Square ability to get some area damage, we're picking up Condemn and the utility skill tree with the rune Unleashed. For the triangle ability to take advantage of that Falling Sword Sanctified affix, we're obviously picking up Falling Sword in the Conviction skill tree with the rune Rise Brothers. For the circle ability to take advantage of the Belt of the Trove, we're picking up Bombardment with the rune Barrels of Spikes to also take advantage of our Thorns damage. And finally, for that mobility in the utility skill tree, we're picking up Steed's Charge with the rune Draw and Quarter. Passives are as follows: Holy Cause, Wrathful, Righteousness, and Indestructible. Cube powers being Dark Light, the Nem Bracers, and the Stone of Jordan Ring. Quickly touching on Paragon, I know we are on the 20k Paragon variant, but we don't have any Paragon distributed. If you guys have been on the channel for a minute, everything into Vitality. Everything into Vitality. For the offensive stats, attack speed, that's really the only one. Critical hit chance, critical hit damage are both capped, and cooldown reduction is literally almost capped. I mean, you can put points into it if you want to. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. So moving on into the defensive stuff, everything into armor, life, and resist all. These 3 right here. For the utility skill tree, area damage and life per hit, for sure. Moving on into the detailed stats, and then we'll wrap this video up with some gameplay. Strength coming in at 179,000, not bad at all. Armor coming in at 208,000. That is a huge value. I mean, that's crazy. Damage is really, really good at 555 billion. It's like right in the perfect range. I mean, that's like the perfect damage range right there. Damage increased by skills is at negative 10%. Don't mind that though. You really don't have to worry about it. Bonus damage to elites is at 220%. Moving on down, attack speed increase is showing no value at 0%. Critical hit chance and critical damage both capped at their respective values. Area damage is at 144%. Cooldown reduction, 99.80%. We are 0.20% away from hitting that 100%. Physical, fire, and lightning, and holy damage are all at 1 billion, thanks to the Stone of Jordan in the cube, and, the 1 billion physical skill damage ring. Moving on down into the defensive stats. Our block chance is 25,000 to 32,000. Damage reduction is at 98%. Not bad at all. Resistances are at 88.44%, so that's not too bad. Moving on down into the Thorns damage, 280,000. Oh yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Total life bonus, 484%. Life per second is over 160,000. Life per hit, life per kill, both pretty good, 17,000 and 500,000 respectively. Life per wrath spent, 4,000. Health glow healing bonus, 38,000. Bonus to gold/globe radius, 100 yards. Moving on down into the resource cost stuff, wrath cost reduction is at 99.19%. Movement speed, it's really high right now because we're in Steed's Charge, but it's really just 25%. Gold find and magic find 560% and 150% respectively. And bonus experience per kill set for 8,000 from the Gym of Ease. So with all of that gone over, we've literally been talking here for 10, 15 minutes about this build. It's time to show you guys the power of this build right here, man. So yeah, it's pretty wonky. It's really fast. I mean, you're literally gonna be zooming around because of the swift mount affix onto the amulet. You're gonna be able to stay in your Steed's Charge for a really long time, which is just gonna allow you to get around the map a lot quicker. Having that double the duration of Steed's Charge is awesome, and if you even want it to go for longer, you can put the endurance rune on instead of the rune that we chose, the draw and quarter rune. I feel like the draw and quarter rune does pretty good though, because it also damages enemies while you're in Steed's Charge, so that's pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. But your main damage dealing attack is really going to be your smite ability, which is crazy. Smite ability and Fist of the Heavens. You kind of want to combine those, and once you start combining them, you're gonna be dealing so much damage. Really, every other skill that you have, I mean, you can use it if you want to, but it's just gonna slow you down. You just really want to focus on hitting enemies from super far away with your smite and your Fist of the Heavens. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's a Crusader build where you don't have to do too much maintenance. I mean, you don't have to really worry about wrath or anything like that. You're gonna get plenty of wrath because all of the wrath regen, and yeah, you can literally just use these two skills, Fist of the Heavens and Smite, if you want to. I mean, you don't have to use anything else, which is pretty awesome. The clear speeds are right around 1.5 to 2 minutes on the longest run, which is pretty fast for Crusaders, honestly. I kind of want to do 3 runs. All of my recent videos I've been doing, we've been doing more than just one run, because I feel like a lot of majority of my videos, you know, when I do build guides like this, it's more going over the gear and not really, you know, showing off the gear. So let's do a couple more runs here, and we'll kind of talk about more in depth how to rock this build, because it is super fun and it's super easy. So there's a couple of different ways you can play this. You can cast your Fist of the Heavens right when you get into a rift to get the Archangels, but when you're in your Steed's Charge, they're going to be kind of slow, so they're really not going to be able to keep up with you. What I would recommend if you want to, you know, use more of your skills is definitely focus on Bombardment, because that's going to deal 500% increased damage from the belt. And I mean, it's a good spell. I mean, it does a lot of damage, and it's going off of our Thorns damage too, so it's really dealing like 240,000 damage, somewhere in that range, which is crazy. But like I said though, you know, Smite having the ability to jump to an additional 3 enemies, that's just that's crazy. I mean, that's craziness, and it's already going to jump to even more enemies if you put the Surge rune on there, so you can really get it cracking with just you know, that one skill if you want to. But I really like using Fist of the Heavens. I feel like it's super cool because you don't have to worry about casting it. Like if you just want to go Smite only, your Fist of the Heavens will automatically get cast for you every so often because of the Sanctified Affix. So you can just go around smiting enemies, riding around on your horse, and really not having to worry about too much, and it'll just automatically cast Fist of the Heavens, which is great. I mean, that's like another thing you don't have to worry about, meaning less, you know, management of the actual build and it just performing on its own. You know what I mean? You can take out the Rift Guardians with the with the Falling Sword, which is like my favorite thing to do. I don't know why. I love like watching the Crusader fall down from the heavens, you know, and just like decimate things. It's so cool, and you can use it to kind of like teleport. If you got enemies that are like above, like on a floor above you, you can use that to like teleport to them, which is really nice. You know what I mean? You don't have to go up the stairs. It's great. It's fun too. So one more run here. This will be the final run. See if we can get kind of a general idea. See how we're doing damage just from being in our Steed's Charge. I mean, and that's obviously because of the Fist of the Heavens getting called down on the enemies too, and that occurs more rapidly after you cast Steed's Charge. So you kind of want to like keep casting your Steed's Charge, like as soon as that cooldown, like I know it sounds kind of dumb, like why not just, you know, wait for it to you know, the meter to run out. It's because the sanctified affix will it just says, you know, it'll cast more frequently after you cast Siege Charge. So obviously my brain says, okay, let's keep casting Siege Charge then, you know what I mean? So if you want to get a little bit more extra damage out of this build, you can definitely do that. It is a little weird though, like coming out of your Siege Charge all the time to recast it, but it works though. I mean, I find it to be a little bit quicker than waiting for it to initially run out and then casting it again. So we haven't even touched Bombardment at all. We've just been doing Fist of the Heavens pretty much this whole entire run. I kind of wanted to showcase that you really can just run around with Siege Charge and Fist of the Heavens and still do really good. I mean, this is probably going to be our fastest run yet, which is crazy. But yeah, this build is definitely a lot of fun to play. Definitely recommend checking it out. If you're a Crusader player, I think it's probably one of the best Crusader builds we've ever built here on the channel. So, you know, I'm excited to be bringing the next era of free modded Diablo 3 gear to you guys for absolutely free. Nothing on this channel will ever cost anything. Everything is being given away for free. We got a free seasonal save file linked on the Discord as well. So if you made it all the way till the end, man, and you're new here, definitely sign up for Discord. I really urge you to do that. You're going to find a great community. We have over 1,000 members in the Discord community, so I'd love to see you in there and, you know, get a chance to chat with me and all of the other great people on there, man. And finally, if you also enjoyed this video and you made it all the way till the end, you're an absolute legend, man. I appreciate your support, and I really hope to catch you all in a future video coming out soon. Stay safe, stay happy, and last but not least, stay game, my friends. Lion Gaming Crew, signing out.